Hey guys, just in time, getting finished cleaning up. Welcome to Gatler's workshop. I guess it's time for the tour. Alright, let's go. We're going to take a quick walk through the bus towards the back and then back up to the front. Alright, so as you guys may have seen in previous videos, this is where I have a little coal stove that I use as a wood burner. I use the cut-off pieces from my actual firewood for in my house, and scrap wood and anything else I find. And there was another video of the shelf here that I keep my firewood with the bins of firewood in it. Here I have a barrel with a shop vac built in to it, just for bigger capacity of all the sawdust and shavings and everything. Here I use a guitar amp for playing music, and I have a Bluetooth receiver attached to it that I use an old cell phone that is mounted over there, and while I'm running all the tools I can crank that music up and I still hear it wireless. Here I have my chop saw cart and wood cart. There's another video I show of that process, making that, and I might insert that in here to show you guys how that works. I just slide it out. Here's my lathe. That's a Harbor Freight model, about 10 years old, made by Central Machinery. Hasn't failed me yet. About a quarter of the cost of something like Delta. And underneath it is a router table, which I have not used a lot yet to tell you guys if it's any good or not. But what I do kind of like about it is it has a speed control, which I thought was kind of neat. I don't think that I've ever seen that on a router before. All right, so we're gonna work our way up to the front now. See my table saw there, and if you've watched my videos before, you see how I just pick it up and move it wherever I need to. I might end up putting that on a swinging arm at some point and eliminating the base. Here I have a couple of sanders, the spindle sander and the belt sander. And then this here, I had to build custom in here. All of my toolboxes are all kind of categorized into different things, and sometimes I have to take them on jobs. I have a handyman business and painting business, so sometimes I have to take those toolboxes with me, so that's why I would prefer to keep them in the boxes rather than a tool chest like that. But I was tired of picking them up and stacking them on top of each other. So what I did was I found on eBay, I believe it was, slider tracks, and you can get these from Lowe's and other hardware stores, but I found these that I liked. They're supposed to hold 100 pounds or so, and I don't think they were lying because that toolbox right there is about 80 pounds. So all 6 of those drawers or shelves slide out, so I could easily remove the toolbox and take it with me. Got my little air compressor in here. For most of the time I only use that for the air nailer. Got my planer, another box of wood, more outlets, imagine that. I must have 35 of them in here. And there's my music station. Most important part, coffee. Small band saw. As I mentioned, the tool chest. Small drill press. Some crates for storage. Circular saw. Violin that I could not fix yet. There's a video of that one too. And as you guys saw, the leaf blower that I used to clean it out. Okay. Here I have my hose from the shop vac. Reaches all the way end to end. I have it strung up on these pipe hangers that I could pretty easily take it in and out of. Some of them I only have one screw mounting that hanger so I could get it out easier. A vise that is removable right there. A vise that I have mounted. It swivels. My scroll saw, which you guys have seen me use quite a bit, I have that mounted to the counter at this point because I've been using it quite a bit. But when I want this counter space clean, I have a spot right in there for it. The other belt sander down there, a couple other tools and sanders up in this shelf. The joiner that I have to fix actually, or just replace. Then the electrical. All I currently use is an extension cord that comes from my house. It goes into a surge protector. And each side of the bus has one line of electricity with all the receptacles in it. And then the center line for the lights, which I have on a switch if I don't want that many lights on. And then all those fluorescent lights have their own pull string. I like it bright most of the time. But as you can see, I'm pretty much the only one that fits under the lights. These bulbs did not burn out. Somebody ran their head into it. No big deal, it happens. Receptacles, all the way along there, down the bottom, along the sides, same thing on the opposite end. Nice big workbenches. All right, now to what I think is probably one of my favorite parts about this bus is the seat. You may be wondering why it's positioned that way. That is in fact mounted to the floor. That was the original mount to this bus. I took the original seat off, hacked it apart, welded it together to a conversion van. I think this came out of an 80s Ford conversion van, the actual seat. And I welded it and all kinds of fabrication, which I am not very good at, but I'm proud of this one. And I'm going to put the camera up on the holder so I could show you what this does. Oh, I forgot to mention, I also have a fan up here. It's pretty hot in here in the summertime sometimes. So as I said, this is mounted into the floor, and I wanted it to be able to spin around freely without having to dismount it. Spin it around freely for driving and spin it around in here when you're just working. So what you need to do, and I'm going to try to remember, I don't do this that often, there's 3 levers on this. One for the track to go forward, backward, one so that it could swivel, and then the original seat mount, which I have oriented the opposite way of it normally going, I have that going sideways. So, and then the 4th lever being the reclining mechanism. So you have to recline it and let it come all the way forward. Now I'm ready to drive. Lots of coffee gets drank in this chair. Well guys, thanks for taking the tour of Gatler's workshop. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions about certain things, feel free to leave a comment and I'll answer it as best as I could. A lot of time and effort have been put into this bus to make it work the way it works for me, and I really enjoy it. I hope you do too. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a good night.